Hello, my gorgeous Libra, and welcome to your reading for this month of May. Please make sure to check your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus sign, and take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But I would love for you to share this with a special Libra in your life. You may even be cross-watching for someone else too. Anyway, you can see here I've said, say yes to the real you. May transforms love and truth. So I do have a crystal and a potion picked out, and I'm excited to share about this crystal actually, because it was a really strong pull to picking this. But the first potion that I have picked out for you is the Cleansing Vibes potion. So the affirmation with this is I release what no longer serves me. So a really beautiful potion, Cleansing Vibes for this month. You'll see here bigger versions of it, what it actually looks like. And if you want to book a one-on-one session with me, head on over to solreta.com and you will see all of my offerings over there. And also take note in the description box below, because I do have all of the links in there. So you're still able to book a psychic tarot session or a galactic starseed. I have the face reading and also holistic wellness session. But what you'll also see is there's a gift voucher link too. So this is something that I now have only offered in the description box below. But yeah, please use the discount code Mother's Day for the month of May to book a session with me. So let's get into the crystal that we have for this month, which is Christocola. So this is a really beautiful crystal for helping to release things. It's one for helping you to tap into your heart and your throat chakra, for speaking your higher truths. It's one for helping to anchor wisdom. With this, I always think about it as it's connecting to Gaia or connecting to Mother Earth. We're connecting to the earth and grounding, but we're also connecting to her ocean, and we're allowing that to cleanse and purify. So whenever I need to kind of have emotional anchoring, this is such a beautiful stone to work with, or I feel that I need to be grounded and protected. It's such a gorgeous stone to work with. You really love the frequency of that. So good excuse to go get yourself a piece of Christocola. And let's have a look into the astrology that we have for my beautiful Libras for this month. So, my gorgeous Libras, May will open the door to deeper self-discovery and healing. So with Pluto retrograde stirring in your fifth house, you're healing. And with this as well, this is about calling things into review. So whether it's your love life, whether it's how you create and play, whether it's about your sexuality and creativity, with the old patterns, looking into old patterns in romance or self-expressions. Are you ready for a shift? Because this is the kind of frequency and energy that we have popping up. So as Mercury moves into your 8th house around May 10th, this is going to encourage deeper conversations, and you'll find that they're just emerging. So with this too, it's a time to talk about your truth, to release energy entanglements and start to reclaim your power. And that's why we're working with Cleansing Vibes and Christocola for this month. So this is all about reclaiming your power. You can work with I Am That Witch, but we do need to first cleanse and make way and clear the path. So you could then at the end of the month work with I Am That Witch potion, but essentially by the full moon around May the 12th, Scorpio energy, it's going to be lighting up your second house. So bringing revelations around your self-worth, around your values, and around money. And it's really about, what are you going to let go of to become more secure? Or what are you ready to step into or align to become more secure? So by about May 20th, the Sun, Mercury, and the new moon around the 26th will activate your 9th house, which is about awakening your soul's need to grow and expand. So study, travel, and share the truth that you're entering a new cycle of wisdom and perspective. So when Saturn moves into your 7th house around the 24th, it's going to mark the start of a powerful new journey for you, which is in love and in partnership, and only bonds and love that is built on deep soul alignment will really have that lasting energy. So have a look if there's something you need to do to improve or to strengthen that, or perhaps if it's maybe just asking the wrong person. So have a look at the alignment with that. And you've got to trust yourself too, is part of the energy that we have with this. So let's have a look into what the tarot says for this month. And I'm excited to have a look into this Mythios deck they're calling to me. So let's have a deeper dive and see what's up for my gorgeous Libras for this month. And I do appreciate you all hitting the thumbs up. It really helps me to keep creating content like this and make sure that it's shared out. And I also just want to say thank you to our gorgeous soul tribe for the growth and the love that you've given my channel. I so appreciate that. Okay, so 5 cards. With this, there's an interesting feeling dynamic that comes with this. So just touching on the last card and feeling, let me just describe how I'm feeling. So I felt almost like physically oscillated out. You know, sometimes when you get a little bit of a shock or a trauma and you feel yourself jump out of body for the moment. I want you guys to know what you can do in order to keep you feeling anchored and feeling safe, because there's a little bit of an emotion or feeling around not feeling safe, but it comes to do with emotion with this. So maybe it's reminding yourself, or, you know, hand on heart, hand on belly, reminding yourself that you're safe. But with this, I sort of feel like, okay, I got through that and I didn't die. There's that kind of an emotion or a feeling of expecting worst case scenario, or feeling like if I change this or if I do this, it feels like the life is over. So I just feel like it's about coaching yourself through things for this month. Let's have a look on what we have. We have a 6 of coins. This is Taurus energy. It's a card of success, but we can't see it yet. We've got this blind justice card, remembering that the justice card is also the card of adjustment. So let this May month be the card for you adjusting. And we have a 5 of swords, the strength card, and the 10 of swords. So have a look at like what's causing you grief, what's causing you mentally to be exhausted, drained, to feel like you're at the end of your rope. And with the 5 of swords, this is an energy of defeat. So is there something that you're having to prove yourself around, whether it's a relationship or whether it's a career or something of that sort of nature? What is it that you have to keep defending yourself around? What is it that you've had to say time and time again? What is it that's draining and exhausting, like this 10 of swords energy? This is a card of ruin, and it's Mercury energy. So what is a literal mind F to you? Because we have the strength card come in. You guys are strong enough to get through it. I feel like this is also, you're such a beautiful, kind, sensitive, sweet soul that you're used to making everyone else happy. But what about you? That's literally the words that I'm hearing come up from spirit. So let's see what we have with the Star Tarot. I'll just move these out the way. Let's see a little bit deeper, please. If you guys can show us a little bit under the surface. And I'm flipping these over. Many of you are invested into hopes and dreams, but not everything's come into fruition in the way that you would have liked. This is almost like, I want to keep investing into my hope and dream, even though that I didn't get success or it didn't pay out in the way that I wanted to. I feel like this is still like, I'm just going to keep throwing energy at it because I wanted it. I wanted this, or I chose this. So if I keep just throwing, you know, something against the wall, something's going to stick. But I feel like Spirit's trying to highlight and spotlight this to us in order to say you don't have to keep flogging something that perhaps has run its course, that there's a timeline for everything, that everything has its season. So let's have a look. The first card we have is the 2 of Cups. I feel like they're asking for one more. We also have the 7 of Wands. And this is like in love or in connection with things, or in even commitments. Where have we had to 7 of Wands, like keep defending, keep sort of stepping into this Leo, like valor energy? Where have we had to like persist and keep fighting, even though it's not something we want to put the tools down, we want to put the weapons down, we don't want to fight anymore, is the energy that I get with this. Chariot. This is moving away from things that have been draining you, from things that just constantly keep feeling like that they're behind your back. So 7 of Swords, it's a card of futility. You're moving away from things that feel futile, things that feel draining, or that there's so much more below the surface of work that could be done perhaps with this other person and this place. This is the time for you to reassess, to go within, to go hermit mode. And even though we might see things shift quite quickly, it still doesn't make it an any easier decision. So we do have 8 of Wands. This is about recoiling your energy, calling your power back. As I said, you could work with the I Am That Witch potion at the end of the month, but first we need to do a bit of a stock take, a bit of a cleanse and a purge and a crystal collar energy, wasn't it, that we had with the crystal? So 8 of Wands, Mercury, Sagittarius. So you're going to keep shooting arrows and trying like all these different things. This is a quantum jump card. This is about calling your power back in. It's about stepping into High Priestess energy. She doesn't shoot the arrows and hope that like someone takes it, or hopes that someone all of a sudden becomes the person that she's been asking them to become. She actually sits like a queen, and she knows her value. She knows her worth. We also have a 3 of Cups. This is perhaps getting the sisterhood around you to remind you of your value and worth. This is abundance energy. This is the mind and heart coming into a synchronization. Let's ask for some advice from the cards for you guys for this month. And I feel like they're taking me to a different deck. I don't know if we've used this deck this month with any of the other cards. Let me just make sure I've got all of them. I've got a few decks stuck together. Okay. This is the deck that I forget the name of constantly, but it's a beautiful deck with black and white energy, or black and white drawings with rainbow coming through for some of them. So can we please have some advice from my gorgeous Libra for this month of May? Okay, so I can actually hear a song as I'm shuffling. I'm hearing the words, you don't know what you've got till it's gone. But I'm also hearing, God, this might be a Counting Crows song. Save paradise to put up a parking lot. Oh, I don't want to actually sing on my channel because it's not a singing channel, but I keep hearing the lyrics of you don't know what it's got till it's gone. And I keep seeing like this energy between paradise and a parking lot. So it's like, what are you fighting for at the moment? I just felt my eye do like a weird twitchy thing, which sometimes is like a stress response. So have a think about how that relates. Is this what you're stressing over at the moment? And we've got some cards coming out. So let's look at advice around this. Yeah, every time I close my eyes, I hear it in a beautiful angelic voice around, you know, you don't know what you've got till it's gone. But I don't feel this is about you guys not knowing what you've got. I feel this could be about the other party not knowing what they've got till they lose it, or till there's like a really kind of make or break conversation. So in order to have growth, some of you might need to have that conversation, but you need to trust in action. And you need to trust in patterns rather than you do in words. So let's flip this over. We have the Hanged Man in reverse. We have the 4 of Disc, which is a power card. We have the Justice card. We have the Temperance, and we have Ace of Swords. So perhaps someone's not looking at this from a higher viewpoint. Perhaps the other person or even a workplace might be looking at it just from their own point of view. They're looking at it from a very limited, I'm going to like close off and not have a look, but I know that things are there. So there might be certain things that this other person is like, yeah, I felt that, but I didn't want to look into it. I didn't want to get uncomfortable. We need to have those harder conversations around that. So we're going to look at it from the outside perspective, not just inside the relationship, but look at what you want future timeline wise. This is about also, where are you investing your power? 4 of Disc is not about just allowing anyone to have access to you. This is about earth, air, fire, water. It's about like an anchored building, a castle energy in my other card that has a moat of water around it. It's Capricorn and Sun energy. And we know that with Capricorn, they don't care about what other people think. They're just looking at their goal. They're looking at what they want for the long term. And they've got their blinders on and they're like, I'm going to keep going until I get that. So have a look at how far is the discrepancy between like what you want and what you have. You know, is it totally out of alignment? Because we've got Justice and Temperance. And we know that this is sometimes the adjustment card when we get Justice, but the universe is trying to bring you something else with the Temperance energy. And we have Ace of Swords. You may have seen 555s, knowing that something is ending and something is starting to come in. You may have seen 222s to do with relationship energy. And I just keep feeling relationship energy quite dominant here. That's why I keep speaking on it. But yeah, Ace of Swords, connecting with your higher self, connecting with your dreams. What messages are you getting around this? A big shift is trying to happen on your behalf with this Temperance energy. And Spirit's trying to scream at you loud and clear. So you may have been asking for change and wishing for change, but when it comes to the physical action or the conversations around it, are you doing the work? Because the universe looks like they're doing their part. Let's have a look further to that. We've got a nine of, is this a nine? Hold on, 5, 6, 7, 8, an 8 of disc. This is Virgo and Sun energy. So you have planted the seeds, but are you afraid of what's going to come up when you bring these seeds into fruition? And this is about love and relationships. 4 of Wands, this is spiritual marriage. This is Venus and Aries. This is the card of completion. So, maybe perhaps those seeds that you planted haven't come into the most ideal of relationships. Does that mean you just keep, watering a garden that's metaphorically not going to grow into the fruits and the seeds that you want to plant? Maybe perhaps you've planted spinach when you really wanted strawberries. So it's hard. We can't ask someone to become a strawberry if they're really spinach, for lack of a better analogy. That's the vision Spirit showing me. Like, we wouldn't ask that of something in nature. And we have the High Priestess. So I want you to remember how powerful you are. So maybe do tap into I Am That Witch potion. But yeah, remember your power. Remember you have the ability to quantum jump, because the High Priestess, she just really sometimes needs to pull herself back, remind herself who she really is, and run that higher frequency in, whether it's getting dressed up, going out around friends that will kind of like build you up confidence wise. I just feel like this has been a little bit of a confidence knock to perhaps, like, for lack of a better word, maybe not investing in something that had the high value that you thought it had. Anyway, if this is resonating with you, and remember, check out your sun, moon, and rising, because there could be a few other factors tied up in this, or perhaps one of your other signs has a similar reading this month too, and maybe you need to hear it. So check them out, but I would love to help you to dive deeper into a session and look into your individual energy around this. So please check out the description box below. Use the discount code Mother's Day in all caps to save 10% off. And it's also the link there for my potion. So I hope you still have an amazing month. Looks like it's clearing up towards the end of it. Don't get distracted. Stock take on what it is that you want for yourself. All right, my gorgeous Leos, I love you. And I will see you, Libras, and I love you. And I will see you next